Hey.
Alex, Noren 3 under 67. Alex, a heck of a round. Talk a little bit about the conditions and what you were able to execute.
Yeah, I mean the first 5 holes it was so windy. First 6, 7 holes, and my goal was to kind of try to get up to the pins, but otherwise leave it short of the hole, and I was able to make birdies on those, and then make 2 good birdies on 6, 7. And then on the back nine, my putter was the best it's ever been. So, I saved myself a lot of times, and then a couple of birdies as well.
A question here from the Cisco WebEx. You have
Yeah.
a pretty new relationship with your caddy, Austin. What was it like working with him on that kind of round?
Yeah, it's good. I mean, he doesn't read my putts, so I can't give him any credit for that. But no, he's good. I mean, we get along well, and give me the stuff I need, and he was good. He wanted me to maybe play a few other shots than I tried to. Um, it would have been good to listen to him there, but overall, yeah, it worked well today. Yeah.
How does 67 compare, the 67 today, among the best rounds you've played? I mean, I suspect that'll be the lowest round of the day, maybe by multiple shots.
Yeah, so starting out, it felt like it was going to be the toughest day ever on a golf course, with pretty strong winds on the first, like, 6, 7 holes. Then it got a little bit easier, but the pins are still tricked up, and I mean, I putted my life out. So, it and you hit some shots out here, you think it's like a decent shot, and then you just make it into the rough, and then all of a sudden the hole feels impossible. Normally you hit decent drives or decent shots off the tee or into the greens, and you get away with them. Here you don't get away with anything. So, yesterday I was very like an angry man on the golf course, and my goal today was to putt better and be more, in a little happier place, and I just tried to be that way.
And how important is patience out here with the way the setup it is, and knowing how few the birdie opportunities are going to be?
Yeah, and that's maybe the key to the whole thing. Just view it as a normal tournament, because when you look at the putts, you look at the shots, and you stand on the tee boxes, there's a lot more pressure on yourself, and if you don't hit the fairway, you're gonna struggle, and if you don't hit the greens, you're gonna struggle. Normally, there is still opportunities to do well, even from the rough or from a bunker, but here it's just like try to just do your routine and hit the shot, and whatever happens, you gotta keep the energy, because you'll need it down the round. And yesterday I was furious over that I didn't hit the shots that I wanted, and then kind of affects your game.
How close do you think you'll be to the lead at the end of the day?
No, I mean, if the weather stays like it is now, you're gonna see better rounds in the afternoon maybe, but we'll see. I can't. It's hard to predict. Yeah.
Despite your score, there were some higher scores today. Talk about the course setup, and was it the hardest course setup of the week is the question.
Yeah, probably yesterday and today was maybe similar. Yeah, it's the hardest course I've ever played, because we got 3 days, and I mean yesterday was some wind and this morning was some wind, but without the wind it's still so demanding, and it's a good test.
One follow-up to the question earlier, how did you and Austin meet, and when did you start working with him?
We started in right before Corona hit us, and at Arnold Palmer, and we met through Eric Van Rooyen's caddy. That's Austin's brother, Alex, and so we met through him. Yeah.
Any other questions?
You guys already asked him if you're. Did you have winning the golf tournament in mind when you teed off today, and do you have it in mind now?
Like these tournaments, all you try to do when you tee off, it's just to hit a good shot off the first and then take it from there. And the older I get, the more so is how everybody does it, kind of, because it's you don't really think about winning until maybe you have the chance to win. So I'm just trying to hit good shots, trying to warm up and do everything I can to just be in the best possible shape I can be golf wise. Yeah.
Been a tough couple years after the Ryder Cup.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, you seem to be playing better now. What's changed since then, and what led to that difficult period?
Yeah, I mean, I had was better. Better, I think, in the fall last year, played a little bit better, but had so much, I put a lot of pressure on myself because I used to, the 3 years prior, had a lot of good finishes, a few wins here and there, and then you accept the bad rounds easier because you got the confidence, you have the results in the back, and when you don't get them for a while, you start pressing, and then all of a sudden you focus on, is my technique wrong, is this wrong, is that wrong, instead of, if that would have happened when that kind of bad play for a couple of weeks, when you're having those good weeks, you don't think about them. So I think it's a mix of maybe not playing and technique is not up to point, but mostly this kind of the pressure and stress you put on yourself, and I changed like the last kind of 2-3 months. I changed a little bit how I practice, and I practice more on the golf course at home, trying not to be on the driving range, trying to work on maybe situations more than a specific look of the swing. So a lot more on the course, and then kind of frees up my game. I don't look at my swing on a video camera, don't analyze. Just if the shots are good enough, I'm happy. If they're not, I go out and work on them.
So you never look at your swing on video anymore?
Not much. I try to ask my coach if he can, if it's good enough, and then if he says good enough, or if he says, you better get it a little bit more this way or that way, and we work on it. But I try not to look at it.
Are you still doing the
I'm, I do whatever is makes me better, and if it's that way, or I do whatever I can do to get a good feel over the ball.
Thanks, Alex. Good
Yeah,
playing today.
thank you.